Hi, today we're going to take a preview of the ticket system in iRODS, and specifically we're going to take a look at tickets as they're implemented in the iDrop-web interface. So tickets are a new feature in iRODS. This was added in the iRODS 3.1 release. And we did this in collaboration with the folks at iPlan. And so using the ticket system, users will be able to create tickets, which are access tokens to iRODS files and collections. So using these access tokens, we can get data objects and collections from iRODS, as well as write to data objects and collections if the ticket is created using those privileges. So these ticket tokens can be given out. So for example, you could create a ticket and then email a URL to a collaborator, and then using that URL, even if they're not a user on the target iRODS system, they can connect as anonymous with no password and get access to the files or collections covered by the ticket. And these tickets, you can control their usage, so they can be set to last indefinitely, they can expire at a certain time. You can also set limits on the usage, so the number of files written, the number of bytes, the number of times a ticket is used. You can also associate a ticket with users and groups in iRODS, so in that case, they have to be a logged-in user to redeem the ticket. You can also set host restrictions, so IP-based restrictions. And also tickets are included in the iRODS audit system, so you can actually audit access using tickets. So there's a lot of capabilities in the system, and for more info, check out the iRODS wiki, where there's an overview of the ticket functionality. There are also ticket commands and also jargon implementations for a ticket, which we'll be looking at specifically. So before we take a look at iDrop-web, briefly I wanted to mention that the code for ticket is available in the jargon core libraries. So if you haven't already, you can go to code.rensi.org and look for the jargon project. I wanted to remind you too that accounts on GForge are free, and we welcome you to grab an account. And you can also use that to add bug reports and feature requests and so forth. So if you look at the iRODS jargon project, I go to Git access info. Here's information about checking out the code from Git if you want to grab the source code, and also all the jargon ticket artifacts are available on the Rensi Maven repository. And so getting access to this code is really easy. Just go to GForge and look at the information there. And I also wanted to point out, so this is in Eclipse. Here I'm looking at the ticket package. So in this jargon ticket package, there are services to administer tickets. So you can do things like create tickets and delete them, and retrieve information about tickets, and so forth. So to administer tickets, there's the ticket admin service. The ticket client operations interface here describes how to put and get files using tickets. So it works a lot like the jargon data transfer code. If you've used those libraries, it simply just wraps it with the semantics for using tickets. There's also a ticket distribution service, which is really meant for web interfaces, and this is where you might want to stream information from iRODS to a client browser, for example. So there's actually some support for this, and this is actually what we use inside iDrop-web. So now let's fire iDrop-web, and let's take a look at tickets. So if you looked at the preview videos we did about a month ago, you can see that the web interface has continued to evolve. And here we're on the iRODS grid here at Rensi. Let's open this up, and what we want to do is let's take a look at these PDFs in the Amelia Earhart collection. and we'll go ahead and add a ticket associated with one of these PDF files. So if you saw, again, if you saw the preview, we have this idea of a task-based interface where I can put it into ticket mode here. So now anywhere I navigate in the tree, I can see ticket information. So for example, here's an existing ticket on this 01 PDF. Okay, but let's go ahead and create a new one. So let's find a PDF that has no tickets associated. So here we go, number 17. So here we'll select create. Now, we don't have all the ticket tuning parameters implemented yet in the interface, but what we can do here is create a ticket. The key is optional, so if we don't enter anything here, it's going to create a random key for us. We'll go ahead and set a uses limit of 10 and save the file. Okay, so here a ticket's been created with read access. So now if I open this up, you can see here it's reflecting who created the ticket, and you can see too that we're starting to show some of the limits. So here our uses limit is 10, and so far the ticket's been unused. And as you can see too, we have a URL we're presenting here. So this URL is a link that would be shareable. So when somebody clicks on that URL, it's going to take you back to iDrop-web, to the ticket access service, and I'm going to give it the ticket string that associated with this PDF. And then also it adds as a parameter the iRODS URI. And as you can see, this URI has no login information, so when somebody actually uses this ticket, it's going to be used with anonymous login. So we're looking at, for example, the ability to mail tickets, for example, to a recipient from this interface. And as well, tickets are going to be integrated into iDrop and iDrop-web. So a ticket, for example, could be for a collection and would allow you to upload large files using parallel transport to that collection. And the shopping cart model that we have in iDrop-web also will be. So let's go ahead and just open this link in a new tab. Okay, and as you can see, the file was downloaded. And there it is. So we're also looking at, by option, instead of just downloading the file, having a landing page, so you could do things like decide to download using iDrop Lite. So these things are works in progress. This code is out there on Git, so you can give it a try. So if you're interested in looking at and using tickets, it's a good way to share iRODS data with people who aren't members of your grid, and look for complete implementation in iDrop-web soon. Thanks.